We've got change coming. We've been told by some of our leaders, like our new to-be vice president, Mr. Biden, who once again met with the Pakistani ISI general who wired Mohammed Atta the money. And he's telling us what? He's telling us that he's going to be tested and he's going to have to do unpopular things. And all the things that a predecessor did, in this case our present president and the executive branch, they gave themselves powers over the past 8 years, like PDD 51, that's presidential directive, okay? Why don't you look that up? What does it mean? What powers did the president give himself? And do those presidents now go to the new president? Gee, is this like, say hello to the new boss, he's just or the same as the old boss? Once again, backed by the same money, the same people, the same, hey, I'm tied to Rockefeller with the big banking thing going on, the whole same Council on Foreign Relations things. Gee, why is it Bush was Council on Foreign Relations? And Obama's tied into that too with his wife and stuff, huh? Council on Foreign Relations, started by David Rockefeller, funded by Rockefeller. Kind of like the Trilateral Commission, huh? Yeah, how come both of those guys are like trilateral guys, huh? Wonder what's going on there, huh? Let's see, both funded by bankers, yeah, that's right. And who's made money lately? Well, what the heck? The bankers made some money, didn't they? Yeah, and the oil guys made money, we all know about that. And if you were making defensive systems, when I say defensive, let's get real, we didn't go defend Iraq, we attacked Iraq, right? We used offensive systems, what we call it defense. A lot like Orwell, huh? How we changed the words around, This is the Defense Department. It used to be the Department of War, wasn't it? What happened to us? Did we stop paying attention? How could that be? Was the Department of War, but they changed the name and you feel good about it because it's the Defense Department now. And by the way, they were allocated, what, $1 trillion? We don't even have $1. We're in deficit spending. We have a budget deficit, yet we can give the Department of Defense, that used to be called the War Department, $1 trillion. And meanwhile, our private banking cartel, yes, just like OPEC, a cartel, called the Federal Reserve System, they created $930 billion in a week about 3 weeks ago. Isn't that more than what the federal budget used to be? And we're creating it in 1 week? And your tax dollars are now bailing out foreign banks and providing bonuses for the people at Goldman Sachs. Isn't that important that they have bonuses? Yes, and they're telling you that you have austerity to look forward to, and there'll be another big thing, another false flag event like 9/11, so that we can rally around the flag, maybe go to war with who? Pakistan, maybe Russia, maybe Syria. You never know, because already we're attacking Syria because we had a reason, Yeah, sovereignty of nations is not important to us. Heck, attack everybody. Why not? Because we have a Department of Defense. Oh, that's right. I mean, the War Department. I forgot. They changed the names, and you forget this stuff. So time's going on. Well, let's go over a little bit in time, and we'll try to remember or learn stuff here. What I got for you is some images. That's right. Today, we have props. The first one I have, and I want you to get a good glimpse of. Hey, do you know what this is? This is a logo. When's the last time you had a president with a logo? Did the previous guy have a smiley face? What do I see here? Rather interesting. And I saw it on a lot of cars because these people wanted change, and rightfully so. They probably deserve change. I knew what was going on, and heck, I wanted change too. But I thought maybe I'd get my change from someone other than Zbigniew Brzezinski, or his son or his daughter and all that, because they're in your new stuff, with your new guy, you get Zbigniew. Almost sounds new, doesn't it? It's kind of like change himself. Yeah. So anyway, we got a guy with a logo. Why? Is he the first guy you know with a logo? Or have there been many people with logos? Did the last guy have a logo? Wow, logos are interesting, huh? They come with change. Well, here's another logo for you. Looks similar at all? What does it tell you? Oh, it says this word up here. That's right. They're taking your money and they're giving it to these people, right? Like they need money. And meanwhile, this is money made from nothing. And that's why I said prepare yourself for hyperinflation. Because when they print money from nothing, the money you have will buy less. Remember that when you look at your children. And when you look at your parents, say, hey parents, hey kids, the money we have is going to buy less soon. Who's it benefiting? But anyway, the logo, sorry, get back to this logo thing. All right. Remember this? Just to go back one for you, because it's important. We have this, and before that we had this. That's right, the Constitution. Remember the guy who's in right now, he didn't care about the Constitution. He said it was a GD piece of paper. All right? Now, I don't know about you, but the rule of law is a pretty big thing. That's usually what makes or breaks a country, you know? It's like, hey, you either have the rule of law or you don't. Not big on despotism. All right, so let's go over some new images for you. We went over logos. Hey, how about this one? It was gunned off right off the website. Kind of interesting, huh? If I see it starting to be painted on the sides of buildings or big 60-foot banners, I'll be a little bit concerned. Why? Because, you know, before we had this guy, or before, you know, I said, gee, I see all this fascist type stuff coming on, you know? And what did this guy ask for? Oh, a little while ago, he asked for a million men or a million youth security force. Yeah, security force. We've already got the Department of War, excuse me, Department of Defense, you know, with the Army, and they've already said, what, Northcom is putting on a brigade on our streets, and now they announced they're going to put another 4,700 ex-Army people who are, what, in Iraq, kicking down doors and shooting people, and they're going to be patrolling the streets and helping out in America. Isn't that good? Your Army helping out in America. Remember Posse Comitatus? Probably not, because things like, you know, constitutions are important. But, you know, where else have you seen things like this? Ooh, there's our fearless leader, isn't it? In this case, somebody else had a fearless leader. Hey, like the rays coming down from it, and look at the people. They look like the next youth brigade going to be on the streets? That's because we need what? We need more military on our streets in America? Hey, wow. Looks a lot like this art. Rather interesting art, huh? And you say to yourself, wow, it's not so much pro-Obama or anti-Obama, but think about what his predecessor, in this case, GW, think what GW has been putting in place. He's been slowly but surely putting a police state in place, huh? He uses a private paramilitary force called Blackwater to, you know, to run around with guns and stuff, and they can have automatic weapons and wear Darth Vader outfits. And then they have, you know, they have the U.S. Army now on the streets under Northcom. And, gee, as he hands the baton over to the next guy, gee, what does fascism remind you of? And what do you see it, you know? Hey, it's another fearless leader. Yeah. What are we selling people here, huh? Rather interesting. Now we torture people. That's right, because this is the United States of America. Remember, we passed those laws. That's right, our elected officials that we put in Congress passed those bills like the Military Commissions Act. Hey, he had one, I'm sure. That allowed him to torture people, huh? I think he had a revolution, a cultural revolution. Here's another guy. He liked torture. He liked having the military on the streets. Yeah. I don't know about, let's see. Hey, there's more of those military kind of people. Where have we seen this before? Hey, by the way, do you know any leaders that had logos? Wasn't there a guy in the 30s who was in Germany who had a logo? Kind of like a bent-up cross or something, you know? Well, there's always the Messiah look. Have you been watching the news? Who do they tell you is the new Messiah? You know, because the last guy is so bad. We need someone to save us. Very savior, isn't he? Ooh. I like him. Ooh, he's going to save you and me, huh? Because he's bringing you change. Remember what his predecessor did? It was not out yet, but remember him? He gave you the TSA. That's right. Would you please take your shoes off? Because everyone's Al-Qaeda, you know? That's right. And he gets the power now. Remember, they put all those powers in place, and here's your new power guy. But guess what? It's not him. You got to look behind him. Because these guys don't have any power. The president really doesn't have any power. Other than the stuff maybe you give him. You can worship him if you want. Or this is the new guy. You can worship the old guy. It doesn't matter. I know people that worship both. They'll worship Bush now, and they'll worship Obama when he comes in. This one I love, though. We're back to the Messiah. Ooh, the golden boy. Almost like the golden child. So, when I say we, evidently we're told that many people chose change. Yes. Well, hopefully it's changed for the better. I've got a feeling, just because I know some of the people that he associates with, and also those who are his advisors, boy, they've done a lot of change over the history, haven't they? Yeah.